Lies, lies, lies. You're surrounded by so many lies in regards to autoimmune conditions. On this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 greatest myths regarding autoimmune diseases.
You're watching the Dr. Jake podcast.
I'm Dr. Jake. I'm a naturopathic medical doctor and integrative physician in Salt Lake City. On this channel, I share with you how you can heal your body down to the root causes and get your life back. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. Okay, let's jump in. Chances are that you have been fooled by all the myths that surround autoimmune conditions. So today we're going to talk about those. The number one biggest myth that I hear regarding autoimmune conditions is that you have to depend on an immunosuppressive medication for your entire life to be able to treat it effectively. And this is just not true. You don't have to take Humira or prednisone or many of the other immunosuppressive medications that come with a myriad of side effects. I know many of you that are actually dealing with autoimmune disease or have friends with autoimmune disease. You know about all the side effects that go along with this. A big one is increased risk of infections and then also increased risk of getting cancer. There are very few people that are taking these long-term that don't get cancer in the future, which is really sad. Is okay, you're treating one condition, but then you're getting this other horrible condition in the future, or then you're always at risk from all these bugs that are circulating in the world. So no, we don't have to take immunosuppressive medications. You might want to take it for a short term, get your immune system under control, but then there's all kinds of other things that you can do to really treat it so you don't have to depend on it forever. Yeah, the second biggest myth that I wanted to talk about today is, and patients hear this all the time from rheumatologists or other doctors, that diet does nothing for autoimmune disease, that you are not going to be able to treat your diet very well with autoimmune conditions. It has nothing to do with it. Just continue to eat your donuts and your ramen and etc. It does not matter. Just enjoy life because you can just depend upon these immunosuppressive medications. It doesn't matter at all. And this is such a huge lie. I hate hearing this from rheumatologists. It really disturbs me a lot because diet is probably the biggest thing and the most helpful thing that you could do for treating an autoimmune condition. Because what's going on with the diet is you could be eating foods that are very pro-inflammatory, that are making your immune system hyperstimulated, making your causes worse with the condition. Also, you could be eating foods that you're sensitive to. Almost every patient that I've treated with an autoimmune condition has a sensitivity or a blatant allergy to some type of food. It could be gluten, dairy, corn, soy, chocolate. It could even be a strawberry or a broccoli that is causing their immune system to go out of control and cross-react with other proteins and start attacking your joints or your thyroid or your nervous system, etc. So diet is huge. We need to clean up our diet to be able to treat it appropriately. We need to be getting good foods, anti-inflammatory foods. We need to be eating clean food that's not with a lot of pesticides and herbicides. We need to eat foods that don't have a ton of hormones in them, etc. So there's so much that we can do to actually treat autoimmune disease effectively with diet. So don't believe your rheumatologist when they say that you don't need to change up your diet because it's a darn right lie. I mean, I like all of them. I've had my patients bring in these and I've looked at them. They do have really good concepts there. There's also the anti-lectin diet, which is in the realm too. All these do have a place and a premise. What I do is I treat each individual patient not the same. So one diet might be good for another not, or might not be good. But what all these have in common in general is they're taking away inflammatory foods, which are really important. But there are some debates on what foods are inflammatory and what are not. And I will talk to my patients about this all the time, about my opinion on what is best with all these type of diets that patients bring into me. But one thing that they don't bring up a lot in these diets, even though some do talk about it, is you need to find the food sensitivities. It's not about just eating an anti-inflammatory diet. If you're eating a broccoli or a broccoli sprout that's inflammatory to you, it's going to be an issue, right? So we need to find out those food sensitivities that are causing a problem. Number 3 biggest myth regarding autoimmune conditions is that there's nothing you could do. Autoimmune disease is genetic. So if you have a family member that has lupus or rheumatoid arthritis or Hashimoto's, you have a high risk that you're going to get it. So, and there's nothing really you could do about that. That's ridiculous. Autoimmune disease is a lot of a lifestyle. There are genetic predispositions that you can have, but there's a lot of things that you can do to help prevent autoimmune disease. Just because you have a mom that has autoimmune disease or a dad or a sister or whatever, does not mean that you're going to get an autoimmune condition. And this kid tell you that, oh, wait, I need to wake up a little bit and I need to change up my diet and lifestyle because I do have an increased risk. But that does not mean that you're absolutely going to get this condition and there's nothing you can do. So That's really a loss of hope. I hear this from a lot of my patients. I hear it said from rheumatologists and things. It's just not true. There's so many you could do epigenetically, changing up your diet that can decrease your risks. So number 4 reason is that there are no natural treatments to treat autoimmune conditions. And that just isn't true, because there are so many treatments that we can do to treat it that are natural. There's a lot of research behind it to do that, like turmeric and boswellia and fish oil. And there's so many other herbs and nutrients that we can take to actually treat this condition. Also, there's a hormone called DHEA that has tons of research regarding rheumatoid arthritis and lupus. So just don't believe it, everyone. There are good natural treatments that you can do. You don't have to depend, like I said, in number 1, on immunosuppressive medication. There are so many things that can be done naturally also. If you want to learn more about the FDA role in this, click the video above. The big thing is regarding this is really ignorance. They also go to medical school and they don't learn about these herbs or nutrients. And actually, when they're in medical school, they learn that, hey, these natural things don't work. What works is these pharmaceuticals. This is what has the research behind it. And they don't really look into it a lot themselves, or really they don't want to spend all the time that it takes to actually look at the research on turmeric or boswellia or all the other herbs out there. They know that their treatments work and they're okay with how they're doing. And also, let's be honest, that they don't want a lot of competition. Let's say all these people started changing up their diet. They started taking all these nutrients and they were able to treat their autoimmune conditions without immunosuppressive medication. A whole entire industry of rheumatologists would be out. So, and when you take immunosuppressive medication, guess what? You depend upon them your entire life. So there's a lot of reasons behind that. I'm not going to say all rheumatologists are like that they're concerned about their financial means or whatever. I know some of them are, but big thing behind it is really just ignorance and not wanting to look into the research. The 5th biggest myth surrounding autoimmune condition is that there is no cause of autoimmune condition. It just happens. It's either you're genetically predisposed or it just is idiopathic. That's a term that doctors love to do. That sounds really cool. Is we have no idea what's causing this. So we're just going to say that there's no causes. There are a lot of causes of autoimmune conditions. And that's what I dive into is there's a reason why your immune system's attacking itself. Let's find out why, which could be related to your gut is damaged. You have increased intestinal permeability. You might have a food sensitivity. You may have been exposed to certain heavy metals. You could be exposed to a lot of herbicides or pesticides. You're eating a lot of glyphosate. Your detoxification mechanisms are all messed up. Your hormones are all messed up, on and on and on. And that's what I look into when I see a patient with autoimmune disease. I'm asking a lot of questions, ordering a lot of blood work to find out what's going on and treat those causes and heal up the body that's been damaged by those causes. If you want to learn more about the causes of autoimmune conditions, click my videos to the left. I'm Dr. Jake, and I'll see you there.